Welcome back. Now, Downing Street says the sovereignty of the Falkland Islands rests with the UK after it emerged that the Pentagon has been considering options to punish NATO allies for not supporting it with its war in Iran. A US official told Reuters that possible sanctions include pushing for Spain's suspension from NATO and reviewing Britain's ownership of the Falklands. Well, our world news correspondent Joe Inwood gave me the latest.
I think it's fair to say that if this became official State Department official American policy, it would be really very severe indeed. We should say at the moment this is just a briefing document. This is, an unverified internal thing at the moment. But what this is another example of the Americans trying to sort of punish their traditional allies for what they see as their lack of involvement in the Iran war.
And it has prompted an immediate response from Downing Street, hasn't it?
Yeah. Downing Street has said the issue of the sovereignty of the Falkland Islands is just down to the United Kingdom and, of course, the people of the Falkland Islands. Now, just to remind people where they are, the Falkland Islands are an archipelago down in the kind of the southern Atlantic Ocean, or just kind of nearish the coast of Argentina. You can see them on a map there. Argentina calls them Islas las Malvinas, the Malvinas Islands, but they've had British kind of settlers initially, or however you would describe them, there for many hundreds of years. Those people voted in a referendum and they voted overwhelmingly to stay as part of the United Kingdom. We should also say that the point they make, the Falkland Islanders, is that they were there before Argentina was even a country. They don't view this as a question of a post-colonial state, but of two post-colonial states. So it is a complex argument. It's also worth pointing out that the Americans don't have an official role in this. Officially, they are neutral in any dispute between the British and the Argentinians. What they have done is given political and at one point military support to the UK over the years, and it's that could change.
And of course, within everything that you've just said, of course, there was a war fought between Argentina and this country about the sovereignty of those islands. I mentioned Spain in the introduction, and this briefing document suggesting it's all punishment for the lack of support in the Middle East. I suppose it begs the question yet again of whether the US really is a reliable ally anymore.
I think that is going to be a question that is being asked in many European capitals. We should say the Spanish government of Pedro Sanchez was probably the most outspoken in criticising the American war with Iran. And I think they refused flyover rights, they refused the use of bases, they were very, very critical of it. It is also worth saying that the Spanish government have come out and said we don't respond to internal leaks, we respond to policy documents, not emails. There hasn't been an official change in policy here, and NATO have said that there is no provision to kick someone out of the alliance. So I think for now we should probably be viewing this more as a bit of American government sort of rhetoric or attempt to pressure its allies rather than as a specific shift in their direction. Although, as you say, Matthew, it really does follow a large number of incidents that are causing real concern to the alliance about the nature of the American allies.